Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fadhila Usamah AL-Muflikha Kusuma. My student number is 8320-200104 and I come from chapter 9, part 2. Okay, is it acceptable to be egalitarian? The first response to this question will more than likely be no. Considering egalitarian policies as vital should help to stamp out elitism and unfairness. Most educationists reject the idea of elitism. It seems counterintuitive to disallow access to service for anyone. However, in general and certainly in school, we want all pupils to have opportunities to explore their abilities and have as many interesting experiences as possible. So far, we have seen that this may not be as straightforward as it may first seem. In order to allow for this, within the realism of school budgets, there will be some inequality in resource allocation. Next, our realities. One educational philosopher has noted that rejecting both egalitarianism and equality does not imply embracing unfairness. He says that meeting children's needs should be separated from valuing equality and emphasizes that equal access to leading a flourishing life need not mean equal distribution of goods. Let us bring this back to children in schools who have particular needs lie beyond the normal curriculum over. It will be inegalitarian in some sense to match provision to children's needs, as meeting some will cause more than meeting others. It seems unlikely that anyone will defend the removal of support for children with disabilities on the grounds of it costing more for children than for those who do not need specialist equipment. Inclusion and the field of special education. As the way society understands disability and difference has developed, there has been a shift away from seeing a difficulty as being within the person as a kind of defining characteristic. There are wrangles about what is meant by the term inclusion, integration, and there are vociferous voices that advocate opposite ideas as perfect solution. Some people have found the experience of being educated in a segregated school to be damning, isolating, and disastrous, while others attest to the freedom, confidence, and support they have felt through being in a school that was only for people with problems similar to their own. The issue is about the capability of the individual to participate fully in society. It is not about whether one has any kind of impairment, but the extent to which successful educational experience is prevented or facilitated. The nature of difference. The great concern is the fairness of provision for those who have additional needs that are not met at all or only partially met through normal mainstream school provision. And then children who fall under this definition will include but not be confined to children coping with the following issues. A. Mobility difficulties sensory impairments, C. Cognitive impairment, D. Learning difficulties, E. Autism or Asperger syndrome, F. Mental health problems, G. Long-term medical conditions, H. Attention deficit or hyperactivity disorder, ADD or AD or HD, E. Social or behavioral or emotional difficulties, G. Cultural disadvantage. Conclusion. In order to make useful policy about sharing resources in education, there needs to be shared and agreed understanding of what counts as fair provision for children and young people. The principles used to distribute resources must be founded on reasonable argument and should not be based on the idea of equality being synonymous with uniformity. Individual and group needs must be taken into account and choices must be explained coherently. This chapter reviewed the key issues concerning fair distribution of resources to young people and children. Through breaking down the idea of equality, it is possible to see the complexities that underlie the decision made by policy makers and teachers. Further reading. Useful sources that explore and extend some of the themes discussed in this chapter are included in Ruth Chickman 2006 collecting of capture in her book on inclusion and exclusion, Chris Smith 2003 asked the question, can inclusion work for more able learners? And then Adam Swift 2001 Political Philosophy is an excellent introduction to the subject. And then John White 1994 is an important contribution to the debate on egalitarianism education. And then useful website teacher http www.teachernet.gov.uk/whole school or /equality. UNICEF http://www.unicef.org/girl education/index.php. The Human Development and Capability Association http://www.capabilityapproach.com/home.php. EENET http://www.eenet.org.uk oh no slash PIBLOG slash SCUK or slash SC schools for all .html. Okay, I think enough more or less we were given. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.